What's up? It's Tice, and in this video, I'm going to dive into exactly how to source a shit ton of phones with phone flipping. So, if you're still relying on Facebook Marketplace to source your phones, you're doing it wrong, and that's not how you're going to be able to get 5 to 10 phones per day. So, I'm going to dive into the exact system, exact thing that I implemented that took me from getting like 1 to 2 phones a day to ended up helping me get to around 200 to 400 phones per month just by implementing this sourcing system and everything that I do to source my phones. So in this video, I'm just going to dive straight into exactly everything that I was doing. So here's how to source 5 to 10 phones per day, even more sometimes. At my peak, I was sourcing between 200 to 400 phones a month. So we're going to dive into exactly everything. So it's what I always say, it's about like the 100 little things you do every single day. And it's not about this one giant thing that's going to completely change everything for you. Even though there is something that is going to make a giant impact in your business, it's more about the 100 little things you do every single day to source those phones, right? So we're going to just start off with these. This is really how the big three of how I am sourcing my phones and how the people that I work with are able to get hundreds of phones a month, and me too personally. So this is really the king of all sourcing strategies is Facebook ads. Notice how there's no Facebook Marketplace on here because it's shit. I'm not going to say it's absolutely terrible, but it's compared to this, it's shit, right? So Facebook ads is by far the biggest thing that has grown my business and has gotten me the most phones. So this is going to get you new daily customers every single day. Let me minimize myself. This is going to get you new customers every single day. And the longer you run your Facebook ad, like you could literally start off at $10, $20 a day, and you could still get a shit ton of leads. At $20 a day, $25 a day, you're getting a shit ton of messages. So along with this, it's building your brand, and you're also getting new bulk suppliers. So this is why I love Facebook ads so much, is because you get suppliers from running these Facebook ads. How does that happen? Because you're bringing your message, you're saying your message to everybody out there, right? You're not just one-to-one DMing people like Facebook outreach. You're not just a dude behind the screen I say it all the time, but you're not just a dude behind a screen who's just texting people, because that's just one-to-one. Nobody's going to figure out who you are. Nobody's going to figure out what you do, the service you offer, how much you pay, if all you're doing is just behind the screen texting people and lowballing them for their phone on Facebook Marketplace. Nobody knows who you are. So when you start running Facebook ads, people start to understand, okay, this guy buys phones. All right, I see his ad 3 more times. All right, maybe I should reach out to this guy. And that's what happens. And people reach out to you that already are phone flipping, and they get a consistent flow of phones, and they reach out to you. And normally it happens by accident. They just reach out to you and they start selling phones to you in bulk. Personally, that's what happened to me. Not only from the Facebook ads are you getting consistent daily customers that are actually there to sell you a phone, and you can make $100 a pop on each of those phones, but over time, after a couple weeks, a couple months, the timeline's different for everybody. But after a certain period of time, you will get a supplier through your ad, and that right there, that's what completely changed the game for me. So I went from just really getting phones from Facebook ads, which was still a decent amount, but I met a supplier and he started giving me multiple phones every single week, like boxes of phones every single week, like boxes of 10, 15, 20 phones in a single week. And I was like, holy shit, like you have a consistent source of phones coming in just from one singular person. So I know, all right, if I completely shut off my Facebook ad, I don't do any outreach this week, he's still going to drop me a box of 25 phones this week. So you have a lot of peace of mind, because you already know that guaranteed income is going to come in because you've met a supplier. And this always, it kind of happens. It always happens in a way that you're not really expecting it. For me personally, a dude met me off how I met my first supplier a couple of weeks into phone flipping. I met him off my Facebook ad. He reached out to me. What I always say to everyone is, most of the time, you're not going to find a supplier. The suppliers will find you. So he found me through a Facebook ad. He came to sell me like 3 phones. It was like 11 o'clock at night. But yeah, he came to sell me like 3 phones through my Facebook ad. All I did was just ask him, hey, do you have any more phones for sale? And he was like, yeah, I get phones all the time. And I was like, oh shit. So he went back to, I bought his phones, and then he went back to his house. He picked up like 13 more phones from his house, and he came he was like, he lived like an hour away, but he drove back to where I was at, and I had to drive to the bank, and I had my mom drive me to the bank, and I literally withdrew all the cash I had, all the money I had in my bank to buy those phones, and I made like $2,000 profit in like a day. And I was like, that's when I realized, like, holy shit, this is going to change the game forever. Like, for me, like, I never knew it was like a thing, because when you are on YouTube and you're researching phone flipping, you don't really hear anybody talk about suppliers. So I was like, holy shit, does anybody know about this shit? Because I just made fucking $2,000 in a day, and I'm 16 years old. Like, am I doing something wrong? And I realized that this is normal. Every single person that I work with, they find suppliers through their Facebook ads. And I'm like, okay, so this is a normal thing. And that's what I realized. That's why I started to put it on here, because it's not like a once in a lifetime unicorn sort of thing. It's like, if you run Facebook ads, you'll get them. Like, that's what I've came to realize after all the people I've worked with. It's just like, if you run the Facebook ad, you run it the right way, you run it for long enough, you're going to get one. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You're going to get one, right? So that's by far the biggest thing. That's why I want to talk about it so much. That's why I went really in depth on it, because suppliers through the Facebook ads is what's going to completely change the game for you. Yes, you're going to be getting multiple phones a day just from the actual customers that come from here. But when your name starts to get out there and your Facebook ad starts to reach more people because it's actually doing well, and you're running the ad the right way and not just some generic shitty picture ad, you will get the right people to see your ad. It'll get out there and you'll start making a shit ton of money, right? And by the way, if you want help with these Facebook ads that I personally run, you could just book a call with me using the first link in the description, and I'll help you out. But yeah, with that being said, Facebook ads, from the Facebook ads, you'll get suppliers, and then also along with the Facebook ads and the suppliers, that's the main two biggest sources of phones to get 5 to 10 phones per day. And then also Flipify. This is something that definitely comes in clutch. And me personally, I'm not a big fan of wasting your time checking Facebook Marketplace every 20 minutes. It's just a waste of time. And there's probably multiple other people that are checking Facebook Marketplace every single day, like every single hour. So, because there's going to be competition in your area. And that's another thing why Facebook ads is so good, because barely anybody is actually running Facebook ads to buy phones in your area. Most of the time, there's not a bunch of phone flippers that are running Facebook ads. So it's kind of like a little untapped sort of thing, depending what area you're in. But even if people are running Facebook ads, as long as yours stands out, you could absolutely crush. But anyway, when you're using Flipify, so this is something that notifies you when a phone is listed on Facebook Marketplace. So instead of checking Facebook Marketplace every 20, 30 minutes and competing with all these other people that are, first of all, there's people that are on there to actually buy the phone and use it themselves. And there's phone flippers that are absolute hogs. And the only way they source their phones is through Facebook Marketplace. So they're on there all day, every day. And that's all they want, right? So if you're using Flipify, I think this is a game changer, because it just notifies you when a phone is listed. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I don't have any code or anything, but it notifies you when a phone gets listed on Facebook Marketplace. You could be the first one to reach out to them. So most of the time, if you're the first one to reach out to them, you shoot an offer. You say, hey, I could come pick up your phone for $400 cash, and I could come pick it up right now. You're going to get that deal. Most of the time, more likely than not, you're going to get that deal. If you're the first person to reach out, you offer them quick cash for their phone, you're going to get that deal. So these are just like the 3 things that I really am really big on to source phones. And everything is just so simple. The way that I do things is just simple. There's no complicated anything. Like for example, with the Facebook ads, you're just running an ad telling people in your local area that you're paying cash for phones. That's all you're doing. They're not going to some fancy website or anything. They just message you, text you on your phone number, or either text you on Messenger. They tell you what phone they have. They go straight to, they either text you on your phone, like I said, or Messenger. You text them, negotiate, close the deal right there, go meet up with them, boom. They don't have to go through some crazy process when go to a website or whatever bullshit that some other people do. But yeah, that's just what works the best for everybody that I've worked with and me personally. But let's get to like the little 100 little things. It's not actually 100, but just all the little things you should be doing every day that will make you source a shit ton of a lot more phones. I just said that completely wrong, but a lot more phones, and will completely just compound on top of this whole entire thing. This will make everything else compound, is getting repeat customers. So you could text the old customers that you've dealt with. Like when the new phone comes out, you could send a bulk text to all your customers. Another big thing is get every single customer's phone number, because you could text them and they could text you, and boom, you have a repeat customer right there. So another little thing is get every single customer's phone number no matter what. Also building connections with buyers. So this is definitely a big thing. I have multiple repair shops that I sell my phones to, and how I basically did that is like mostly how I found my repair shop buyers, which buy my unlocked phones, because you want to be having buyers, like it's the end goal. It's not anything that's necessary, because there's people that I work with that are making $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 a month, and they don't have this yet. But at the stage that I'm at, I have multiple different buyers to sell different phones to, so I can maximize my profits. So if it's something you want to do, it's something you could do, but it's not completely necessary to even get to that $10,000 a month range. But I just think it helps me. I just have multiple different buyers I sell my phones to. Like I have my private buyers, my normal direct buyers that buy my carrier locked, iCloud locked, blacklisted, all those types of phones. And I have some repair shops that buy unlocked phones specifically, but they don't buy in quantity. They only buy like 2, 3, 4 phones at a time. I have multiple repair shops, and they give me good prices for unlocked phones. And then I also have another private buyer that I found off Instagram. He found me off Instagram, and he buys my cracked phones, cracked unlocked or cracked carrier locked, both. So that's just what I do personally, just because I've been able to meet those types of people through my marketing, because my name is all the way out there. Like in my area, my name is out there. They know I buy phones. So I've been able to do that just by marketing all over the place. I've been able to build connections with several different buyers. Another thing is asking the customer if they have more phones. This is a giant thing. Ask every single customer if they have more phones, because most of the time they do. And sometimes you'll meet a supplier like I did, and they'll be like, yeah, bro, I got 13 phones sitting in my house. And I'll be like, holy shit, all right. That's a lot of money you can make right there. Another thing is deducting at every single meetup. So this is something that's gonna increase your profits. Increasing ad budget. Once you get to like the $35, $40 a day mark, you're getting a shit ton of leads. So obviously just spend more on what's working. If the Facebook ads are working for you, spend more, because you're gonna get more, right? Like believe it or not, if you do more, you'll make more. Crazy. But yeah, it's just like the little things you do every single day, and all of this shit is just gonna absolutely snowball, right? Like the Facebook ads, they snowball. The longer you're running the Facebook ad, the more leads you're gonna get, the better leads you're gonna get, because Facebook learns who your ideal customer is. Facebook learns what leads to send to you, so everything just gets better automatically. Another thing you want to be prioritizing is the R's. So these are just little things that you need to be aware of, right? So this is just maximizing your customers' LTV, lifetime value. So have them leave a review. Also, big thing for this is when you are having them leave you a review, make sure you're having them do it in person, right in front of you. Like make sure they leave a review right in front of your face, because they're not going to do it in the car. They're not going to do it when they get home. Yes, they'll say, yeah, I'll do it in the car. Yeah, I'll do it when I get home. No, do that shit right now. If you have to, pay them an extra $5. Say, yo, I'll give you an extra $5 for your phone if you just leave me a review right now. Because let me tell you, I've had so many people that I've been like, yo, can you just leave me a review? And they're like, yeah, I'll do it in the car. Yeah, I'll do it when I get home. Most of the time, they have no clue how to even find it. And if they actually do even go look to try and do it, most of the time they can't find it. And if they do find it, they'll be like, yeah, I'll do it later. Whatever. I don't know. But they just don't leave it. They just don't leave the review if you don't have them do it right in front of your face. Another thing is getting referrals. So get them to refer a friend. I always offer $25 if they refer a friend. And no, it's not $25 to go tell your friend. It's $25. I'll give them $25 if you tell your friend and your friend actually sells me a phone, right? It's not $25 every person you tell. No, it's $25 every person that you tell that actually sells me a phone. And this actually works really, really good. And then another thing is just retaining your customers. So retain them so they will sell you a phone later on, because most of the time, a lot of these people that are in the worst positions ever that shouldn't be getting new phones, they get new phones every year. Believe it or not, the people that show up in the beaten down Honda Civic with no front bumper, those are the types of people that are buying new phones every single year. So you want to retain those types of people, and shit, like, I don't care. It's not my financial situation, bro. I'm here to buy your phone, right? So have a big thing is having a good, genuine interaction with like every single one of your customers, because that will get people to come back to you. Another thing is just stay visible. This is a big thing. So most of the time when you're running Facebook ads, they will show back up on that person's feed many of times. Like I had people say like, bro, I see your Facebook ad like every day. And I'm like, good, because that's you staying visible, and they'll still be like, okay, this guy's still buying phones. They won't just completely forget about you. So post on your Instagram stories, post on Instagram Reels, TikTok, everything. Just say, hey, I'm buying phones today, or hey, just picked up this iPhone 13 and whatever. Just post something, right? It reminds the people that have sold you phones in the past that you're still active, you're still buying phones, and they always, in the back of their mind, they know who they could sell their phone to if they're in a jam or if they get a new phone and they want to sell their old one, whatever it is. And also you could just text them, hey, I'm still buying phones. You got anything laying around? And you could text them also when the new phone comes out and be like, hey, I'm buying phones. You want to sell me your old phone? Boom. Another big thing is marketing, posting on Instagrams. This is a form of marketing that's been crushing it for people that I'm working with, is posting on Instagram. And I see this, I've seen this more as like not lead gen, nurture, more of like nurturing and more of trying like warming people up. But it actually gets you a lot of leads. Believe it or not, it gets you a lot of leads. So for example, one of my clients, Simon, I have a video with him on YouTube. He makes $8,000 in profit a month. He hit $8,000 profit his fourth month phone flipping. And so he posts almost every single day on Instagram, just reels of him buying people's phones. So it gets you a lot more trustworthy, because people know, okay, this dude's buying phones every single day. This guy's legit. This guy actually has cash. He actually buys broken phones like he says he does in his ad. Boom, right there. This guy's buying phones every single day. This guy's posting stories every single day. This guy's legit. And he also has a form in his bio, which this absolutely crushes. Like one of I think it was like our second month working together. I was like, start posting reels on Instagram. Like this reel has almost 60K views. But I was like, bro, you have a great personality. Start posting reels on Instagram. Put a form in your bio and just watch people fill it out. And I swear it'll get you phones. So he started doing it. A lot of these views that you're seeing, yes, he's not getting a shit ton of views, but these are people in his local area, and everybody has a phone. Everybody's watching these videos on their phone. So everybody that sees this, they have a phone, right? So they see it. You could just have a call to action in every single one of your videos. Hey, I'm buying phones. If you're in California, I'm buying phones. Fill out the form in my bio. So people go to the form in his bio, they fill it out, what phone they have, how much they want for it, where they're located, everything like that. And he just calls them up and just says, yo, I could offer you XYZ for your iPhone 15 that's cracked on the back. And he just goes and picks up the phone. So this works super, super well. Another one of my clients, Amir, he made $9,000 profit last month. That was our first month working together. But yeah, he posts on TikTok. TikTok crushes for him. But yeah, he's getting views. and he's got his phone number in his bio, so people sell phones to him. So yeah, Instagram absolutely kills it. TikTok too. So yeah, this is kind of the whole entire system of how I'm sourcing 5 to 10 phones per day, and all these phones go straight to private buyers, repair shops for unlocked phones, but mostly direct buyers. So yeah, this is everything. And if you want help with this whole entire system, and you want me to help you implement all of this, you can just book a call with me using the first link in the description, and I'll help you with everything that we just went over: the ads, suppliers, getting buyers, the R's, Instagram, everything. Right? So I'll see you guys later.